Friends after a woman's husband passed away, leaving her a widow. A shocking twist unfolds as her son takes an unexpected turn that will leave you breathless. In a world fraught with challenges where compassion flickers like a fragile flame, a tale unfolds, marked by an unforeseen twist that changes everything. What unfolded next will leave you in disbelief. Stay with us until the very end to uncover the complete tale. And if you find yourself captivated by the journey, don't forget to show your appreciation with a like. And if you're just joining us, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to stay updated on all our thrilling adventures. Let the journey begin. In a quaint three-story house, nestled in a quiet neighborhood, lived a 12-year-old boy named Adnan. His world revolved around his mother and older sister, their lives intertwined in the fabric of everyday moments. The house stood as a testament to his father's labor, a creation born from years spent in the confines of a private company, each brick whispering stories of dedication and sacrifice. 5 years ago, tragedy struck when his father, just 35, was taken from him in an unexpected moment that shattered their world. He was the cornerstone of the family, and his abrupt departure left a void that would echo through their lives forever. Adnan's mother was just 27 when tragedy struck, leaving her to navigate the world alone after her husband's untimely death. In the shadows of her youth, she stood solitary, battling against the tide to secure a future for her children. The agony of losing her husband consumed her, yet the weight of the financial burden pressed down even harder. The company that employed Adnan's father offered a meager sum of 200,000 taka, roughly $2,000, a pitiful amount that barely scratched the surface of their needs. As the weight of their situation pressed down on them, the silence from relatives and friends was deafening, leaving them to navigate their struggles alone. In the depths of adversity, it is whispered that kin can transform into mere shadows, drifting apart like strangers in the night. And so it unfolded, just as fate had decreed. Adnan's family, once enveloped in the warmth of companionship, now stood alone in a chilling silence. Life continued its relentless march, each person absorbed in their own world, oblivious to the silent struggles unfolding around them. Adnan's mother, once a beacon of love and care, now stood at the precipice of a new and uncharted journey. In a world where shadows loomed and hope flickered like a dying flame, she found herself the last bastion of strength for her family, shouldering the weight of their survival alone. Each day was a relentless ache of sorrow, while the nights were consumed by the gnawing fear of how to provide for her children. She was trapped within the four walls of her home, battling the relentless struggle to make ends meet. Despite her relentless determination, the money her husband had left behind was vanishing faster than she could grasp. As the days dragged on, the weight of financial strain grew heavier, suffocating every ounce of hope. Desperation loomed as the bills piled up, and the pantry grew emptier by the day. Adnan's mother fought tirelessly, every penny a testament to her unwavering resolve to save. With unwavering determination, she slashed expenses, liquidated every last possession, and fought to carve out a semblance of hope amidst their bleak reality. Yet, despite every sacrifice she made, the money vanished in a mere 10 months. Cornered by desperation, Adnan's mother faced a heart-wrenching choice. She knew she had to step out of the house and seek a job to provide for her children. As Adnan's mother stepped into the unforgiving world in search of work, she confronted the stark truth of a solitary woman, battling against the odds to provide for her 2 children. Her journey began when she secured a position as a maid in a grand, imposing house. The pay was meager, yet it marked the beginning of something greater. Determined and relentless, she pressed on in her quest, and before long, she had landed 2 additional cleaning jobs. Juggling 3 jobs, she scraped together a meager 12,000 taka each month, a sum that barely stretched to meet their daily needs. Adnan's mother fought through every challenge that came her way. Yet, despite this meager income, the struggle of life loomed large. Obligations loomed large, the rent demanded attention, and the children's needs cried out for fulfillment. The weight of expectation bore down like a storm cloud, heavy and unyielding. Half of her meager income vanished into the shadows of responsibility, devoted to sending Adnan and his sister to school and providing them with the small necessities of life. This left her with barely enough to survive, each day a struggle against the relentless tide of scarcity. Adnan fought to keep his mind sharp, determined to immerse himself in the world of knowledge that lay before him. Amid the relentless anxiety of dwindling food supplies and empty pockets at home, he fought to shield his studies from the shadows of despair. But soon the crushing burden of hunger and relentless stress began to gnaw at him, leaving its mark. For 2 long, agonizing days, Adnan had not tasted a morsel of food. His body began to betray him, growing weaker with each passing moment, and the world around him blurred into a haze, slipping through his fingers like sand. A dull ache twisted in his stomach, and a wave of lightheadedness washed over him, threatening to pull him under. He sipped only water, clinging to the hope that it might offer him a moment of respite. Yet as he sat in class, a heavy weight pressed down on him, sapping his energy with every passing moment. His vision blurred, and the world around him began to dissolve into an encroaching darkness. Imran, Adnan's teacher, sensed a shift in Adnan. He caught sight of the frail, ghostly boy, fighting against the heavy pull of sleep, and a wave of concern washed over him. What could be troubling him so deeply? With a furrowed brow, Imran stepped closer, his voice low and filled with concern. "What troubles you, Adnan? Do you feel okay?" Adnan struggled to pry his heavy eyelids apart, a monumental effort that felt like lifting a weight far beyond his strength. Finally, he managed to utter a faint, "Yes, sir. I'm fine." Imran felt a gnawing doubt deep within him. He could see the turmoil etched across Adnan's face, a silent scream for help. With unwavering determination, he pressed on. "Tell me what's really going on. Your expression tells a different story." Adnan paused, the weight of his words hanging in the air, before finally confessing, "We have no food at home. It has been 2 long, agonizing days since we last tasted food. A wave of unease washes over me, leaving me in a state of discomfort." Imran's heart plummeted at the sound of those words. He could feel the weight of Adnan's suffering, a palpable ache that hung in the air between them. In an instant, he rose to his feet, leading Adnan toward the staff room with purpose. Without hesitation, he summoned the school's watchman, sending him off to the market on an urgent errand. Imran pressed some money into his hand, urgency lacing his voice as he commanded, "Hurry, get something for Adnan to eat." The watchman sprinted to the market, urgency propelling him forward, and moments later, he burst back onto the scene, clutching a steaming burger and a chilled drink, the thrill of his mission palpable in the air. Imran extended his hand, offering the food to Adnan with a firm yet inviting tone. "Here," he said, "eat this. It is essential that you regain your strength." Adnan paused, uncertainty flickering in his mind, but as he sank his teeth into the juicy burger and savored the crisp chill of the drink, a wave of relief washed over him, igniting a spark of comfort within. As the fog lifted from his mind, a surge of vitality began to pulse through his veins, rekindling the strength within him. His vision, once shrouded in uncertainty, now pierced through the fog, and for the first time in days, Adnan felt a flicker of normalcy igniting within him. Imran, a whirlwind of concern and relief, leaned closer to Adnan, his voice barely above a whisper. "How do you feel now?" Adnan nodded, a flicker of relief breaking through the tension etched on his face. "I have improved, sir. My deepest gratitude." Imran's smile radiated warmth, a beacon of light in the dim room. "Excellent. Return to class now, and once the final bell rings, I expect you to meet me in my office." As the school bell echoed through the halls, signaling the end of the day, Adnan made his way toward Imran's office. Though a lingering weakness clung to him, clarity began to seep into his thoughts, sharpening his focus with each step he took. As he stepped into the dimly lit room, his gaze locked onto Imran, who stood there, anticipation etched across his face. "Fear not, Adnan. I will help you," Imran declared, rising to his feet with determination. With a firm grip on Adnan's shoulder, he guided him toward the waiting bike, the tension in the air palpable as they moved together through the shadows. "Come on, let me lead you to the bustling market." Imran pedaled fiercely, the wind whipping through his hair as Adnan clung tightly behind him. Together, they raced toward the bustling market, anticipation electrifying the air around them. Imran gathered every essential item that Adnan's family required: flour, rice, lentils, sugar, and a collection of other vital staples awaited discovery. He pressed on, relentless in his pursuit. Imran carried the groceries with purpose, making his way to Adnan's home, each step filled with anticipation. As they stepped into the room, an unsettling silence enveloped them. Adnan's mother was still absent. She toiled deep into the night, scrubbing and polishing homes, often creeping back to her own in the dim light of dawn. Imran set the groceries down in the kitchen, his gaze shifting to Adnan, anticipation hanging in the air between them. Cast aside your worries for the moment. From this moment forward, I vow to ensure your family wants for nothing. Each month, I will deliver food to you, allowing you to immerse yourself in your studies without the burden of wondering where your next meal will come from. A wave of relief surged through Adnan, enveloping him in a comforting embrace. He had never fathomed that anyone beyond the confines of his family could hold such deep concern for him. In the shadowy depths of his despair, Imran's kindness shone like a beacon, illuminating the path through his darkest hour. Before departing, Imran cast a lingering glance at Adnan and spoke with a weighty resolve. I understand the challenges you face, but keep your eyes on your education. It holds the promise of a brighter tomorrow. I will ensure that everything else is handled with precision. Imran's intervention was the spark of a relentless journey. He honored his vow to Adnan and his family, a commitment that weighed heavily on his heart. Each month, without exception, Imran would deliver groceries to their doorstep, a ritual that wove a thread of connection between them. Adnan's mother was astonished by the unexpected kindness of this man, a stranger who was not even a close relative. Even with a salary that barely made ends meet, Imran selflessly offered his assistance, never once seeking anything in return. He frequently found himself at Adnan's doorstep, ensuring the family was well stocked with provisions to weather the storms of life. But Imran's generosity extended far beyond mere sustenance. As the door creaked open, Adnan's mother stepped inside, her eyes widening in disbelief. Before her lay a kitchen transformed, brimming with an abundance of groceries, each item meticulously arranged, promising the warmth of home-cooked meals and the comfort of family gatherings. She questioned, her voice laced with disbelief. How did all this come to be here? Adnan, perched nearby, leaned in and revealed, it was Sir Imran. Each month a new shipment of groceries arrives, a silent reminder of his presence. He took it upon himself to confront the school administration, skillfully negotiating until my 3 months of unpaid wages were finally waived. At that moment, Adnan's mother crumbled, her tears spilling forth like a dam unleashed. She was astonished that a stranger with no ties or duties would venture so deeply into their lives to offer assistance. Imran's selflessness washed over her like a tidal wave, stirring a deep gratitude within her soul. She whispered fervent prayers for his well-being, her heart swelling with appreciation for the unwavering support he had offered during their darkest hours. Imran's actions transcended the ordinary, venturing into realms few would dare to tread. He became deeply invested in Adnan's future. He understood that the sole path for Adnan and his family to break free from the clutches of poverty lay in the transformative power of education. Imran urged Adnan to immerse himself completely in his studies, vowing to stand by him through every challenge that lay ahead. Amidst the trials and tribulations, Adnan's mother found herself enveloped in a profound sense of gratitude. Yet a heavy weight of guilt settled in her heart, for she felt powerless to repay Imran for the kindness he had shown her. Yet Imran, ever the embodiment of humility, gently replied, "You don't need to thank me. Think of me as your brother. Assisting you is but a small gesture in the grand scheme of things. You and Adnan are more than just friends, you are like family to me." As Adnan's mother labored day and night to keep their family afloat, Imran's unwavering support became their lifeline, banishing the specter of hunger from their lives forever. As the days passed, a profound sense of tranquility enveloped Adnan's mother, a comforting realization that someone truly cared for them, ensuring her children would never know the pangs of hunger. As the months slipped by, Adnan immersed himself in his studies, fueled by an unwavering resolve. His determination to succeed intensified, fueled by the unwavering support of Imran, whose selflessness ignited a fire within him. Adnan's mind ignited with visions of a brighter future, one where he could finally express his gratitude to Imran for the countless sacrifices made on his behalf. Amidst the relentless challenges, Adnan's schoolwork began to flourish. With unwavering determination, he poured his heart into his studies and soon, His efforts began to shine through as he soared to new heights in his classes. His teacher sensed a profound transformation within him. The once feeble and unfocused boy, who had battled to keep his eyes open, had transformed into a beacon of attention, determination, and newfound hope. Yet, Imran's impact extended far beyond merely supplying groceries or covering tuition fees. He had ignited in Adnan a fierce conviction that, regardless of how insurmountable life's challenges appeared, education would forever be the beacon guiding him through the darkest of times. Adnan was convinced that through relentless effort, he could transform his own destiny and in doing so extend a hand to others, just as Imran had once done for him. Imran's influence on Adnan was profound and transformative. He was more than just a teacher. He was a mentor, a beacon of hope illuminating the shadows that enveloped Adnan's life during its darkest hour. The lessons he imparted transcended the confines of the classroom, weaving themselves into the very fabric of Adnan's life journey. Adnan, emboldened by newfound hope, poured every ounce of his energy into his studies, envisioning a brighter tomorrow. He felt a burning resolve within him, a promise that one day he would repay Imran in the most profound way imaginable. Success would be his weapon, and with it, he would reach out to others, lifting them up just as he had been lifted. As the days slipped by, Adnan found himself swept into a whirlwind of transformation, his life unfolding in ways he had never dared to dream. With Imran standing steadfastly by his side, Adnan found himself able to immerse fully in his studies, the weight of distraction lifted from his shoulders. With every ounce of his being, he immersed himself in learning, the memories of his mother's sacrifices and Imran's unwavering kindness fueling his determination. With every ounce of determination coursing through his veins, he toiled relentlessly, fully aware that this moment held the key to a brighter future for himself and his loved ones. On a fateful day, Adnan was struck by the news he had longed for, a moment that felt like a dream finally coming to life. He had received a coveted scholarship to pursue his studies at a renowned university overseas. His heart swelled with an indescribable joy, a feeling so profound it seemed to echo through every fiber of his being. It felt like the weight of every hardship he and his family had faced was finally lifting, as if the long dark night was giving way to the dawn of a new beginning. Adnan's mother and sister erupted with joy at the news, their faces lighting up with an unmistakable thrill that filled the room with an electric energy. After years of silence, a spark of joy ignited within them. A reason to celebrate had finally emerged. Adnan had always dreamed of distant lands, but he never dared to believe that one day, that dream would become his reality. Studying overseas, a world away from everything he knew. It felt like a distant fantasy, a realm reserved solely for the affluent and the elite, tantalizingly out of reach. But now that dream loomed tantalizingly close, a shimmering beacon beckoning him forward. With the ticket from the university clutched tightly in his hand, he stood on the precipice of a thrilling new chapter, ready to dive into the unknown that awaited him. As Adnan prepared to embark on his journey abroad, the air was thick with emotion. His mother and sister stood close, their eyes glistening with tears, a poignant farewell hanging between them. Adnan enveloped them in a fierce embrace, vowing with all his heart that he would toil relentlessly to bring them pride. As he stepped onto the plane, a wave of memories washed over him, each one a testament to the journey that had brought him to this moment. From a boy fighting for his very existence, to a young man poised on the brink of a promising future. After what felt like an eternity in the air, Adnan's heart raced as the plane touched down in the unfamiliar land. Everything had been meticulously arranged for him by the university. Every meal, every night's rest, and all his needs were meticulously provided for, leaving him free to explore the world around him. Adnan's heart swelled with an intense wave of gratitude, washing over him like a warm tide. He felt the weight of the moment, standing at the brink of a new life, a transformation ignited by the unwavering support of people like Imran. Adnan embraced his new life, yet the memories of his family back home lingered in his heart, a constant reminder of where he came from. The scholarship not only alleviated his financial burdens but also granted him a little extra, which he faithfully sent back to his mother each month, a lifeline connecting them across the miles. He understood the relentless effort she poured into her work, striving to provide for herself and his sister. A fierce determination burned within him to ensure their well-being. Adnan urged his mother to leave behind her life as a maid, assuring her with unwavering determination that he was now ready to take on the weight of their world and support her fully. He yearned for her to find solace and savor the sweet rewards of her hard work. Adnan's life was on the brink of transformation, igniting within him a profound sense of pride and an unwavering responsibility to protect the family that had endured so much for his sake. As the days turned into months, Adnan's financial landscape transformed, blossoming into something even more promising. He landed a part-time job amidst his studies, and the earnings he brought in allowed him to send even more support to his mother. His relentless effort bore fruit, and he found himself gradually embracing the rhythms of his new life. Once a woman who fought tirelessly to put food on the table for her children, his mother now found herself in a world where comfort was within her grasp. With the money Adnan sent, she transformed their house into a sanctuary, selecting exquisite furniture and breathing new life into every corner, turning it into a true home. Once shrouded in worry and hardship, the family's life now glimmered with hope and promise, a beacon of light cutting through the shadows of their past. Once shunned by their relatives, Adnan's family now found themselves besieged by unexpected visitors, the very ones who had turned a blind eye during their darkest days, now standing at their doorstep with a curious urgency. They arrived with beaming smiles and promises of assistance, as though they had been a part of the landscape all along. Adnan bore no ill will, yet he couldn't shake the unsettling realization of how swiftly the tides of people's affections had shifted now that his family had risen to prosperity. As Adnan's sister completed her studies, a palpable sense of anticipation filled the air, and the family found themselves brimming with hope for the future that lay ahead. Adnan's success radiated like a beacon of hope, igniting a fierce pride within them all as they reveled in the brilliance of his achievements. With each passing year, Adnan's relentless dedication bore fruit in ways he had never dared to imagine. With determination and perseverance, he triumphed over challenges to earn his degree, and soon after, an enticing job offer arrived from a renowned company in Pakistan, promising a thrilling new chapter in his life. The offer was nothing short of extraordinary, a starting salary of 4 lakh taka, an amount that would have felt like a distant dream during his childhood. Adnan's heart soared with uncontainable joy. It stood as a powerful reminder of the countless sacrifices made by him and his family, igniting a fierce pride within him for the journey he had undertaken. As Adnan prepared to embark on his journey to Pakistan, he ventured into the bustling markets, his heart set on finding the perfect gifts for his beloved mother and sister. He yearned to reveal the depths of his feelings for them, to demonstrate the profound significance they held in his life. The day he departed was steeped in emotion. His mother enveloped him in her embrace, pressing a tender kiss to his forehead, her eyes shimmering with tears of joy. She had witnessed her son's transformation, from a battle for survival to the emergence of a successful young man, poised on the brink of a radiant future. It was a dream realized, a moment that both of them had longed for. Adnan stepped into his new role as a general manager, the weight of anticipation and anxiety crashing over him like a tidal wave. Seated at his desk, he absorbed the weight of his new position and the heavy responsibility it entailed, yet his thoughts drifted irresistibly to Imran. It was Imran who had opened the door to his success, the one who had reached out a hand when he found himself at his most desperate hour. Without Imran's kindness, without his unwavering support, Adnan understood that none of this could have come to fruition. Imran had not only provided Adnan with food and tuition fees, but he had also ignited within him a fierce belief that, regardless of how daunting life's challenges grew, education would forever be the beacon guiding him through the storm of adversity. Adnan's entire existence hinged on that singular, transformative act of kindness. As Adnan sat at his desk, lost in thought about his teacher, a sense of urgency washed over him. He knew he had to seek out Imran and convey his heartfelt gratitude. Without hesitation, he summoned his office car, urgency coursing through him as he set off toward the school where Imran had once imparted his wisdom. Upon his arrival, he discovered that Imran had departed from the school a year prior. A relentless sense of urgency surged within him, driving him forward with an intensity he couldn't ignore. He was determined to track down Imran, to express his gratitude in a way that truly mattered. After an arduous search, Adnan finally unearthed Imran's address. He stepped onto Imran's doorstep, a vibrant array of fruits and sweets in hand, his heart racing with the desire to express his gratitude. Upon laying eyes on Imran, a wave of shock coursed through him. Imran, once a beacon of energy and vitality, now appeared diminished, his strength waning and his frame frail. The mentor who had once guided him through his deepest despair now found himself in a moment of vulnerability, desperately seeking aid. Imran had been tutoring to survive, but the relentless passage of time had worn him down. Adnan's heart raced with worry, a storm of unease brewing within him. Without hesitation, he orchestrated a plan for Imran to get the medical care he desperately needed, while also ensuring that food and supplies were delivered to his doorstep each day, a lifeline in his time of need. Adnan was determined to look after Imran and his family, just as Imran had once stepped in to support him and his loved ones during their time of need. Imran's health began to flourish, each day bringing him closer to the vigor he once knew. Adnan's mother, having forged a deep connection with Imran's daughter, made her way to their home. Imran's daughter, a brilliant young woman, had just emerged victorious from her recent graduation, lending her talents to help him with tutoring. Adnan's mother quickly grew fond of her, and before long, Adnan's family put forth a proposal for her to marry him. Imran, witnessing the warmth and kindness with which Adnan's family embraced his daughter, felt a surge of joy and readily consented to the union. Imran, a man who had once stood as a beacon of support, now found himself in a twist of fate, where the tides had turned, and he was the one receiving aid. He was engulfed by a profound sense of gratitude to God for the arrival of Adnan in his life. Imran's kindness, a seed sown in the fertile ground of time, had flourished into a profound bond, rich with love, respect, and unwavering support that would endure through the ages. Adnan's rise to success was not solely a testament to his own hard work. It was also a profound reflection of the unwavering support he had garnered from Imran, whose presence had been a guiding light in his journey. In that moment of reflection, he understood that Imran's unwavering kindness had been the turning point, the spark that ignited a profound change in his life. The teacher, once a beacon of hope during his bleakest moments, had seamlessly woven herself into the fabric of his family. Adnan, his heart brimming with gratitude, vowed to carry forth Imran's legacy, a beacon of hope for those in need. He felt a stirring within, a deep understanding that one day, he would carry forward the kindness that had been bestowed upon him. Thus, the relentless cycle of kindness, love, and unwavering support would forge ahead, granting others the opportunity to transform their lives in the same profound way he had experienced. So friends, today has unfolded like a captivating video, drawing us into its narrative. Friends, this was the tale we wove today. Share your thoughts in the comments below about how the story captivated you. Vital to maintain well-being. Farewell until we meet again.